Deepest apologies to Randy Senna, who is he's a carnival guy. He's like the sort of the, I wouldn't say amateur Chuck E. Cheese guy. He's the sort of the fun guy. He has all kinds of mechanical arcades. He's a mechanical and electrical engineer, and he does like the interior stuff. He can't do cosmetics or like cosmetic restoration, but he could do interior restoration. He's very good at that. He's got all kinds of stuff. He's a hoarder like me. I got all kinds of stuff. You know, we're all hoarders. But I was thinking of Chloe and the Orange Kitten, Garfield of sorts. So yeah, you two remind me of the uncle who would make a garden for his niece, and so Uncle Todd would make this beautiful garden for everyone to share with everyone. So he would tell Chloe to take care of the garden and don't open that little crystal box in the center of the garden. It's like the Garden of Eden. So that's who you two remind me of. Anyway, going back to my passion here, this is the Lure of the Silver Ball. This is a pinball. There's another one. There's a baby blue book that has all like these mechanical arcade ones, like the shoot the yellow duck with the target on it, and they would come up this way and that way. There were before video games. Now I was going to do this before I saw you playing pinball, Amiah Miller. I saw you playing the pinball, but I was like, I was going to still do this because I wanted to share this with you because this was before even my time, okay? And it's an event when I ever see a pinball table in real life. But I got this book in the early 90s, and in here you have all kinds of, these are some of the like Hot Wheels. This is before I think the Mattel's Hot Wheels. You have Space Shuttle. You got, look at this stuff. Look how beautiful this looks. So there's all kinds of things. This one I was looking up recently was the Octagon. This is like a 4-player pinball. I don't know if you've ever seen this Main Street Randyland, but yeah, this is an Octagon. It spins, it swivels, and I'm not sure exactly how it works. I don't know if the cables are twisted in a knot, or I'm assuming that the octagon turns one way and then kind of locks, and then you have to turn it back the other way. But because it's tied to a surface. Here we got Raven, a very sexy female Rambo. There's all kinds of stuff. There's all kinds of tables, and not just pinball, but mechanical arcades like very sophisticated foosball, like soccer or baseball or bowling. And I'll show you a couple of those in a minute. Here's this one. I don't know what this one is. This is Sea Hunt. Sea Hunt. They're the first shaker ball game advertised each with the slogan "Tilt for a 4-letter word." So there's all kinds. This is really cool stuff. This takes you back to the 30s to 40s. Here you got all kinds of stuff. Look at this. This is neat. And here you got, these are the very first kinds of pinball designs. Here you put together a picture. Here's some of the first bagatelle ones, coin operated. Some of these you need like wooden nickels. Not wooden nickels, Indian head nickels to make it work. Over here, of course, is my pachinko table. And then you got Power Rangers. It doesn't really work. Here you got, you have to get 3 of a kind. And this doesn't really work, but I don't know, maybe you've seen some of these. So if it's not pinball, it's pachinko, but there's different mechanical games. I'll show you a couple of those in a moment. And here we have a little miniature tennis game. Candy, you get toy candy, and you get this sort of mechanical tennis game. There's no batteries required for this. Now this is before video games. No video games, okay? No Atari, no Pong, no Space War. This is before all of that. This is it. So you can see right here, that's exactly how it works. You have like a film strip. You have a film strip, and Randy Senna on Main Street Randyland on YouTube, he shows you it's a little film strip, and you have like a couple of cylinders, kind of like this red motorcycle that is supposed to be you is going up against all these other ones, and when you hit another motorcycle, that the game detects that. And when you just keep on going, it detects it. So you're going in a continuous circle, but it's like a film strip, and that's how you keep going on that. So this is a ninja game. So it's using holograms and stuff. So this is neat. So it's a projection here, but they have all kinds of rotating overlays and holograms, projections. So using like a gun that interacts. Because like the whole like you've heard of Duck Hunt, that goes all the way back to the 60s and 70s. Yeah, see how it's at the bottom. I'll show you a little bit of gameplay. Yes. See the little red ninjas fly around, and there's other ones. So they're all like projected. Some of them you can see the blue ones right there are mechanically moving around, like they're climbing up a little like a conveyor belt, like little chains on a conveyor belt, like bike chains almost. But the other ones are projected. The red ones are. There's another one back there that's actually realistic, kind of looking, or not realistic, but cardboard. So this is Sea Devil. This is the first time I'm seeing this. There were a lot of periscope ones. There was a one in the 1940s, and so you look through the periscope through the like I don't know if it's like 3D, but you get to watch all the action. I have not seen this one before, but I've seen other ones like it. So yeah, so inside when you look in there, you're seeing all the little ships. They're holograms too. This is like Battleship. You sunk my battleship. This is kind of neat. This is like a 3D. It's an actual little room, but it's magnified. So it's at the top of the machine. And it's magnified through the periscope, and you're just shooting at these ships, and that's what gives it the full arcade experience. So here you got Baby Pac-Man, which is a combination of a video game. This was done in '82. So as soon as Baby Pac-Man leaves the maze, then it turns into a pinball table. So it turns into a little silver ball. That's how they did this with Granny and the Gators, and then they did this with Baby Pac-Man. It's a very different concept. This didn't last too long, but I have yet to see one of these in person. Now Mike has it off on YouTube. Now he does restoration of both the engineering of it and the look of it, the feel of it. It looks as good as new, doesn't it? Look at that. The little marble just so the arm just like launches the silver ball as a bowling ball and just hits the little pins. Now I'm going to read you something from Randyland. Randy used to work for a guy named Walter who looks like one of the seven dwarves. Sorry, Randy. He does. Doc or Sleepy, I forget which one, but anyway. I'm going to read something. So somebody had asked him why, that when he did amusement like Chuck E. Cheese or because Randy Senna works on the boardwalk, right? I think it's New Jersey, Jersey Shore. I'm not sure. I don't know anything. But when he did, they had a business. Different people when Walter, his boss, his old boss, had a business going, right? It was like a casino hybrid with kids amusement, right? So one person's talking about tickets and how you could get a lot of tickets. You know, when you get tickets for winning a game and you save up for prizes, you save up enough tickets, you get a prize. You could buy something at a. They have that system at my local movie theater, by the way. But some other people, younger people, took over that business when Walter passed away, and they ran it into the ground. But here's what Randy says. Okay, been there and done that. I had $100,000 in stock prizes when I was in Seaside, and you could never satisfy people. Quoted the saying is, "Okay, there's nothing I want," was the common comment. That was 30 years ago, before the mega stores and internet shopping, where you could search the world. Walter had a combo with Casino Arcade, and that made a big selection to lure players. And when they shut the doors after 50 years, people had a ton of coupons. Why? Because they never redeemed them. Why not? Because there wasn't anything they really wanted. If there was, they would have gotten it, and they would not have like a ton of tickets. People play because they like to play. If they were playing for that toaster, they would have redeemed for it. I gave way more back to my players because you get free play and you don't spend your money as you are playing with my money. If no one got anything free, then you'd be spending twice as much money to play. I could give you that toaster or coffee maker or make far more profit, because that extra money you would be spending would pay for that coffee maker and plenty left over. It's plain ignorance to compare the value I give to that they ever did. Add that to people with short visits today as compared to vacation time 40 years ago, and it just doesn't work. The percentage of return to players at my game is 3 times what they ever received with Walter. And clearly, with a comment such as yours, Barry, with Walter's prizes, what I gave to my winners is not appreciated. So, uh, you know, for Randy, he believes that the gameplay is the prize, and I do believe that too. Uh, if you want something, yeah, it's fun to win something with prizes, but it's not. It should not be the main focus. What he says here also is when money is your goal, your money is your focus. It's because of their goals. When you do it for love, what you do is the focus and not the money. And here's something more. And here's the real. Here's the real Randy Senna, not artificial imagery, not AI. Here's the real Randy, and he has some wise words. And we're going to end it with the wise words. He has so much stuff. Look at all the stuff he's got.
Today, all that would be done on a computer. And you would have sound samples that would be accessed from the computer system. It would be inexpensive, and it would be probably more efficient. Certainly run a lot cooler on electricity and heat. But what's important about this, even more so than the sounds, is the way they did it. The technology that once was that has changed. So I probably would never run my sound effects through the Mackenzie sound system because I'd constantly be replacing tapes and tape heads, constantly trying to get vacuum tubes and the power consumption. I will copy those sounds onto a digital medium and I'll use it that way. But I will keep the Mackenzie system so people can see the way it was done. That's most important. And the only thing more important about that than that is I have all the tapes. Not only the tapes that are in it, but I have boxes of tapes from the different sounds that were over the years from the palace. And all these tapes and these sounds will recreate the feeling that once was that can never be duplicated, can never be replicated without those sounds. So it's an important piece of history. It's amusement park Americana. We save it right here in my work because that's what I do. I'm a preservationist of my history in the amusement business. I rode those rides. I remember those sounds. Other people might not know what it is. I know what it is. So it has to be done while I'm still around to do it. If I'm still around to do it. We'll see how it works out. So that's why it was important to create the New Jersey State Amusements Museum while there was still time. Okay. I don't know if that time still exists anymore. I'm running out of time. I'm doing this now.
I will say it.
Pinball I got when I was 11. I'm 63.
Yeah.
I don't have another 20.
I think if John Hancock could get attention to put a museum, maybe he can.
We'll see what happens. But meanwhile, we do the best we can with what we have, and we're making our preservations through these videos right here on the Main Street Randyland YouTube channel. And you can pass them along, get people to subscribe and to watch and push it along. And maybe if we get enough exposure and people understand what this project is about, maybe somewhere, somehow, some government agency, arts, education, foundation, big corporation looking for charitable supports will come along and be able to provide a giant building so this can all be put together so it can live on before it's too late. Because if not, it's going to be gone.
Yep.
And with that unusual note,
see you next time.
And see you next time in the Main Street.